Hello again, David Reyes here, your retirement architect, trying to help you to plan, protect, and prosper in retirement. That's what we do. I've been doing this for 2 decades, and can tell you that I love what I do, and I love to help you. So I appreciate all the calls and emails I receive. If you do want to shoot me an email, it's david@reyesplan.com. That's david@reyesplan.com. Or you can give me a call for any reason, also for our complimentary second opinion at 1-800-611-1967. So we've been talking here about, about the markets and some of the issues that are going on and kind of where they came from. Obviously, Ebola is a big issue, but there's other issues that were way ahead of Ebola. Ebola was just the excuse, quite frankly, to have the market sell off. And we're talking about, in my book Successonomics that was co-authored with Steve Forbes, that I was fortunate to be part of. In one of the chapters which I wrote, which is called The 7 Secrets of a Stress-Free Retirement, we were talking about winning by not losing. Because I want you to walk away today in listening to the show with some real information and some real power to make some decisions to be proactive, not reactionary like 99% of you are, and saying, whoops, the market, smacked me down, and now what do I do? No. We want to make proactive decisions. If you're near or in retirement, you need to listen to this stuff because I'm going to help you to save your money. It's different when you go from accumulation of assets to distribution of assets. It's a totally different ballgame. You don't manage money the same way. Okay. All of our clients are either retired or near retirement or business owners. Those are the only kind of clients that we'll work with. So we have very specific, types of clients that we work with. So, in doing retirement planning for 20 years, I've learned quite a bit. And what I have learned is that when you've kind of won the game, so to speak, when you've acquired assets, like most of you have, that have done a good job of saving and investing over the last couple of decades, we want to protect first, okay? So we're talking about, in my book, I talk about 3 ways to protect money. Number 1 is guaranteed investments, which are annuities. And those are always based upon the claims paying ability of the insurance company. And I talk about a couple of others, but we're focusing today on annuities. And we're a fiduciary firm, so we manage money, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and we do use annuities very precisely. And as a fiduciary, we have a duty to put your interests ahead of our own. So if we use an annuity, we're going to pick the one that we feel is best for you. And so I was talking about a client I just met with last week. And I'm reviewing their portfolio. They called in, actually a KFMB listener, I believe, and took me up on my second opinion. And I'm going through that, and they're very thankful, quite honestly. So it's a joy just to get the feedback from people just saying thank you for just doing this, because I might not be able to help them for some reasons that I won't get totally into, but. The problem was they were sold a bunch of annuities that they thought were going to perform X and are not going to perform X. And so they're kind of disappointed, and we're trying to see if there's a way to fix that. So I'm going to share with you, I told you, I promised you I would share with you what I consider in a lot of cases, not every case, because every case is different. There's no cookie cutter approach here at our firm. But I will tell you what all... the Harvard Business Review did a study on investing, and they concluded that everybody needs to have, that has probably less than a couple $1 million in assets, a fixed index annuity that has inflation protection. Now, inflation protection is the major addition here, because most of you don't have that. And it was Ronald Reagan who said that inflation is as violent as a mugger, as frightening as an armed robber, and as deadly as a hitman. And that was in 1980 when we had double-digit inflation, okay? So you better concern yourself with inflation, because most annuities are just going to pay out a fixed payment for the rest of your life and not going to increase over time. Now, my question to you is, do you think that we're going to have inflation again someday? You betcha. We have $17 trillion federal deficit. We've got issues with Social Security, Medi-Cal, Medicare, you name it, we got it. And we want to make sure that we protect that. So what I'm going to talk to you about, this is a hypothetical illustration that I'm going to talk with you about, but I want to give you an idea. So this would be a 60-year-old male putting about $500,000 in an annuity. This is just again a hypothetical client. We do this every day, so this is actual clients do this. But the point is that so this was a piece of his portfolio. Let's say 30% in this case, but it doesn't matter. Everybody's different. So he invests $500,000 in this, and based upon history, he would be able to take out in 5 years about, let's call it $30,000 a year, okay, which is equal to about 5.5% guaranteed distribution rate for the rest of his life of what he could take out. Now here's the fun part. So at age 60, at age 65, he gets 29,000. At age 70, and again, this is a hypothetical illustration, but it's based upon real numbers, so it's hypothetical because I have to say that on air. But these are based upon actual returns over the last 10, 20 years, actually 20 years. He goes from 29,000 to 36,000. So he got basically a 20% increase in his income in about 11 years. And then let's go all the way to age 80. Okay, to go further out, age 80, we're at $46,000. Okay, now $46,000, that's almost a 60% increase in your income. Okay, so I mean, just at a 3.5% inflation rate from age 60 to age 80, you're going to need about twice as much income. So this is kind of doing its job, right? And about 99.9% of every other annuity out there does not have inflation protection. So if you have interest in what I'm talking about, and you should, and take me up on my second opinion, it's very helpful. It's a $2,500 value. And basically, I'll look, my partner's a CPA, work with our attorneys, and we'll look at your trust. We'll look at your tax returns. We will review your investments. We will look at long-term care. We will look anything and everything you have that has to do with anything financial. We will look at, and we'll do not only look at. We will do a thorough review. Again, a $2,500 value. So if you're interested in anything I've talked about today, give me a call and ask for the second opinion. As a bonus, what I'm going to give away today to the first 5 callers that call and ask for the second opinion, when you come to the meeting, you will get a signed copy of my book, Successonomics, written with Steve Forbes. So if you'd like to have a second opinion, you'd like to have a copy of my book, you must do the second opinion. They're $19 value. And believe me, we give a lot of them away to prospective clients. I can't just give them away like candy, unfortunately. They're not cheap. They're a hardbound book. They're a couple hundred pages written by some great minds. And if you think you want a second opinion, call me 1-800-611-1967, 1-800-611-1967. Again, 800-611-1967. Just ask for the complimentary second opinion and a copy of the book, which you'll receive when you arrive. So I highly recommend you do that. Again, it's complimentary, no strings attached. We sit down with you, go over what you have, and if we can add value, significant value is one of our firm's principles, then we'll consider working with you and you with us. So it's very straightforward, very transparent. So anyway, again, if you're interested in the second opinion, 800-611-1967, 1-800-611-1967. First 5 callers that want that will get a copy of my book, Successonomics, written with Steve Forbes. So, I was reading another article, and it was on the topic of retirement. It says, why Americans can't answer the most basic retirement questions. It says, workers are confused by the unknowns of retirement planning. No wonder so few are trying to do it. Planning for retirement is the most difficult part of managing your money. It's getting tougher. New research shows. So they basically, what happens is people, they don't, what it says in this article is they don't know, when they're going to retire maybe, or exactly when they retire, how long they're going to live, exactly how much money they're going to need. And so, that's what we do. So we have a saying that we call it begin with the end in mind, which the end is really the beginning. It's a transition, is your retirement. You can't invest money unless you can answer the basic questions. How much money do I need? Is it protected with inflation? Am I considering taxes? Am I maximizing my Social Security? Okay. And will my money last the rest of my life and my wife's life? Period. So if that's your benchmark, then it's simple. Then you work backwards from there and you put a plan together that is going to integrate minimization of taxes, maximization of Social Security, protecting and maximizing investment yield and distribution. And that's it. So my job actually becomes easy. And I say that, respectfully, but and modestly, it's obviously, a lot of work, but what my goal is simple. My goal is to help you to have more money, have less stress, and have more certainty in your life. So if you want to have, again, a complimentary second opinion, in your first 5 callers, give me a call and you'll receive a copy in addition at your meeting of Successonomics, written with myself and Mr. Steve Forbes, a man much smarter than me, and I'm just riding on his coattails on this one. But that's 1-800-611-1967, 1-800-611-1967. Again, 800-611-1967, or reach me at reyesplan.com. That's REYESPLAN.com. This is David Reyes on AM 760.